Hello, welcome to your Tarot and Oracle card reading for the month of June 2020. I will be pulling cards from all of these Tarot and Oracle decks here and putting them face down in separate piles for you to choose which of these four piles speaks to you the most. The decks I am choosing for this reading are the original Rider-Waite Tarot deck, the Oswald Wirth Majors Only deck, the Magical Spell cards, the Medicine Animal Totem, the playing cards, the Lenormand cards, the Lover's Oracle, and the Moonology Oracle cards. I will also be rolling these Astro dice to draw up a June themed chart for you after I'm done pulling the cards. So, all right, let's go ahead and get started with your reading. All right, so these are the four piles that I have for the month of June. I have group 1 with the ring. Okay. I have group 2 here with the carnelian stone. I have group 3 with the key. And I have group 4 with this candle, beeswax candle. Okay, so I'll give you a minute to choose your pile, whichever one speaks to you. You can pause the video if you want, take a minute. Okay, so if you choose group 1 with the ring, these are your messages. Okay, so you've got the World card. You have the Stork, the Ten of Wands, Ten of Clubs. You have Success. You have the Empress. You have Cardinal Moon, a Possum, and you have this Romance Oracle, which I'll go ahead and read this one first. It says, the past is now behind you. Release it and embrace new possibilities. A new path is now available to you. Follow it with faith. I'm seeing this message really play out here with all of the cards. It really talks about you're kind of in the corridor between a significant ending and an important new beginning. So it talks about the past being behind you. And we see that really here with the World card, which is about achievement, victories, completions. The World card is the last card in the deck. It's the last card of the major arcanas. Actually, it's card 21. There are 22 major arcana cards. The 22nd one is the Fool, which is card 0, which actually doesn't really technically have a placement. But the World card is actually the last numerical number of the majors deck. So this is something major in your life that you're bringing forward to completion. And it looks like you're going to be getting a lot more attention because you have all of these people around you. It's success, and it's almost like a graduation of some sort. It's like graduating from one aspect of your life into the next, okay? And usually it comes with accolades and commendations and whatnot. So it shows like your success, basically your successful completion of a project or a goal or something that you have been working on. And it's a completion of a phase of your life, like something has now ended, but it's positive. Okay, so then you have the Stork card, which talks about new beginnings. Usually the storks are, you know, these creatures in mythology where they bring the baby to you. So it's like news of a baby, news of something new arriving in your life that's fresh and young and has potential and new. So as we see this last World card, which is like about completions and endings and bringing things full circle and closure and completion, we then have this brand new beginning. It's news of an arrival of something fresh. Okay, so that's very interesting to me that I'm seeing this sort of end and the beginning, sort of book ending, like, or so I guess you'd be sort of in the corridor of something old and something new. Okay, then you have the Ten of Wands card, which 10 is the last card in the playing cards deck, and it's the last suit. Usually wands have to do with ambition, drive, courage, things that you're motivated to do in your business or your work. And it looks like you're about to finish something, you're about to complete something, and you could be feeling a little bit overwhelmed, but it really, honestly, if you just give it that last push, even though you may be tired, you may be exhausted or feeling drained, you will reach your goal, and then you will soon be able to rest and start something new, because this is like you have everything that you've worked for here, and it's all coming together for you now, and in a very, very good way. Now I see this card, Success, here, which is hitting the bullseye, and actually it's sort of highlighting the center of this circle here, and here you have the World card with this woman as the central figure in this circle. So you may be reaching your target. You will be hitting your target in June. Okay, there's no doubt about it. We're seeing this so far in like 5 cards. It's talking about you wanting something and you getting it. Okay, so keep focused, keep your eyes on the prize, and you will get it. You know, I don't think this comes without you having a lot of practice. I feel like you've practiced, just like the archer, which talks about, you know, archery is a skill. It's a skill that's developed over time. It's technically a sport, but it's also something that you have to develop with practice. So practice makes perfect, really, with this. And I am really seeing you, again, just being successful in some area of your life, okay? You have the Empress card, which comes out. So the Empress card talks about, it's funny because you actually have the stork here, which talks about new beginnings, and the Empress card is like the mother. So you have like the mother, like news of a child, hearing about a child, maybe someone you know is getting pregnant, or you find out about some sort of pregnancy. That's a definite possibility. If not, then you may be giving birth to your dreams, which I see that is coming to fruition here. There's birth of creation. She's just a very creative force. So, and she is all about cycles, right? She's the feminine quality. She's the feminine archetype, which is that waxing and the waning of the moon. And it has to do with feminine fertility, of like the new and the old, and the new and the old, and the new cycle every month, right? So the stork and the Empress, I feel like, really pair well together here. And let's see, let's read about this. It says, be bold and make the first move. Cardinal moon. Usually the cardinal signs are Aries, Cancer, Libra, and Capricorn. So you could be a cardinal sign. Or it could just be saying to initiate something new, because you're ending something here. Or you could be having some sort of pending energy that you end up fulfilling. So if you've got something that you need to finish, it's saying like, do it, finish it, because you're right there. You're so close to the end. Please don't give up before you reach your goal, before you reach the end, because you're so close and you will get what you need here. So then you have the card Opossum. Yes, so card 23 talks about the opossum. And the key word for the opossum is diversion, okay? The poem that comes along with this card is, opossum, roll over. Are you really dead? Or are you just playing? Was it something I said? So the greatest form of protection is to play dead. It confuses predators, believing that the game is over and they walk away. So then sometimes the rival or someone who's opposing you ends up being confused and they look in the other direction, then you can run for safety. So it really just talks about diversions and using strategy, right? It's all about strategy and reaching your goals and protecting yourself, because you're coming up in success right now, and that can literally make you a target. We do see a target here. So this is really a way to use this medicine, this animal totem, to not threaten other people when you're reaching your goals, because you may be reaching some sort of opposition or something like that just from rising, basically, and being seen more. So don't let other people, bring you down, okay? You're expected to be clever in achieving your victory, again, because we talk about practice and skill And this can be victory over anything. It can be bothersome people that are, you know, trying to waste your time or distract you. Because this is really, it's about diversion, but it's about distractions too. And I did mention, you know, you will be reaching your goal here. Please don't give up. But some people could, you know, this doesn't have to be intentional opposition. It could just be people coming in to sort of distract you or detract from your attention on reaching your goal. But it's very important for you to not give in to that. Just sort of, it's okay if you need to finish something this month and you don't get back to somebody. It's okay if you don't answer your texts. It's okay if you don't check your emails this week or whatever that is. It's like saying it's really time to sort of rein it in, bring it together, because you will be accomplishing something new and something great this month. So I want to then use the dice, group 1, to show you your chart for this month. And I'll go ahead and put this on top here. Let's see what we've got. Okay, group 1. Okay, so you've got Taurus, the 6th house, and Saturn. That's actually really cool because let me go back here. Okay. This is a card of Saturn. The World card is about achievements, victories. Saturn is the end. It's the end planet. Right? And it actually, the planet Saturn has rings around it. And it talks about hard work, dedication, skill, success paying off. Now, if you really work hard, which I think you have been, you will reach your goal. You will reach your success. And that's what Saturn wants to bless you with. Saturn's not just about, you know, challenges, but it's about making you work hard. And I think you have been working hard. I see that here. So we're going to go ahead and put this to the side here. I'm just going to draw you up a quick chart. It's a very crude drawing, so excuse the rushed job. I just don't want to have to spend too much time on the aesthetics of it. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So you've got the 6th house here. You have Taurus. Okay. So this is the house that's highlighted for you. And you have Saturn here in the 6th house. Okay. So if we really go around, Aries, Taurus, Gemini, Cancer, Leo, Virgo, Libra, sorry, Scorpio, Sagittarius, Capricorn, Aquarius, and Pisces. So this is actually a Sagittarius rising chart. Okay, so actually Sagittarius is what? Sagittarius is the archer. And we see that here with the archery. So, okay, Sagittarius is all about truth. It's all about reaching goals, hitting your mark, success, and it's about aiming for something higher. So this is the theme of what you've got going on for the month of June. Is like you will be reaching your goals with hard work and dedication. The 6th house here, 6th house, is it's work. This isn't a come easy to you. This is definitely something you've been working on for probably a long time, because also Saturn is about longevity. It's about patience. It's about persistence. It's about refining your craft. So I definitely see also, because this is a Sagittarius rising chart, it is about reaching your goals, but it's through hard work, dedication, daily activities and routines and practice. This is the house of practice, doing something every day to get stronger at something, because Saturn is actually this planet of strength, and it rules Capricorn and Aquarius. So you've got the 2nd house and the 3rd house here as well. Now, the 1st house talks about you, your dedication, your effort, what you're putting into life. The second house is money. And the third house is like conversations, words. It's also another house of effort and things that tend to improve over time. So it's also siblings. It's also neighbors. I was kind of getting that with the opossum card, that there may be something to do with like neighbors or the people around you this month. Not necessarily literally your neighbor, but it could just be the people like, your neighbors, the people around you that are kind of, distracting you this month, or maybe they're helping you. That could be true too. But I do get a sense of competition. And I feel like it's friendly rivalry. I feel like it's neighborly competition. So there is something this month that you will be dealing with, group one, with, that sort of, struggle with other people, or that competition with other people. But you're really about to close out an important goal or an important chapter of your life this month. Okay, so this is what I have for you. It shows something ending. It shows that you're in the corridor of something ending and something else beginning. You will be reaching your target. Use strategy and diversion tactics if people are coming up to sort of, strain your energy or overwhelm you. It's like, make sure to keep your eyes focused on the goal and do it. It's saying be bold, make the move. So this is what I'm seeing for you, group one. Thank you so much for watching. Okay, group two, if you chose the carnelian stone, this is your pile's message for the month of June. Let's see what you've got. Okay, you've got the Ace of Wands. Okay, you've got the Moon card, Ten of Swords, Authenticity, which I also see another 10 here. And technically the 10, if you add 1 and 0 together, is 1. And you have the Ace, which is 1. So you've got like 1, 1 and 0, 1 and 0. It's an interesting pattern that I'm seeing here. Actually, the moon, literally, if you draw like the moon as a circle, it'd be like 1, 0, 1, 0, 1, 0. So I'm already seeing patterns. You might be seeing patterns in the month of June. Synchronicities, things like that. Oh my God, how freaking crazy is that? You have the Wheel of Fortune, which is card 10. 10. So far you've got 10, 10, 10, 10. And then you've got a time for healing, Balsamic Moon, Coyote. And it says, life is a series of constantly shifting cycles. When we resist change, we resist the natural flow of life and create unnecessary stress. Go with the flow. You will be surprised where it leads. Honestly, I feel like group two, what this message is really saying for you, sort of the core essence of June, is like everything is kind of laid out for you. It's sort of just go with the flow. You don't have to push. You don't have to resist. Just kind of keep going, because everything is going to be very easy for you this month. I do believe that. I feel like there's going to be an element of ease, and just sort of everything is kind of lining up literally, because you have the 1, the 0, the 1, the 0, the 1, the 0, the 1, the 0. It's just like one step after the next, and there's a pattern, there's a repetition here. So, and it talks about shifting cycles, going from 10 to 1, 10 to 1. So you could be really in the flow or having some sort of rhythm this month. And it's saying like the only thing that you really need to do is kind of get out of your own way, because you don't resist the changes, don't resist what things are as they're moving forward. And really, I think that you'll be surprised at how far you get this month if you just sort of allow things to unfold naturally, because they are very beautifully. The Ace of Wands talks about excitement, adventure, something new. I feel like you're going to be feeling really passionate this month about something that you maybe haven't been feeling very passionate about, because it talks about like new excitement, new adventure, and it's this fresh energy. So beginning something starting something that you're excited about. And, you know, this is really cool. The Moon card then talks about, you know, not exactly seeing things, it's not exactly seeing the path forward too far in advance, because the moon is like things that are hidden, like the path forward is there, but it's not necessarily really revealed to you yet. So it's like just follow your intuition. And honestly, the moon is the marker of the day. So it's just saying like, take it day by day, you know, take it easy. Go with the flow. Just as the moon waxes and wanes, you have this sort of shifting cycle. Then you've got the 10, which talks about something ending. This is the card of betrayal, but it's saying like, maybe don't betray yourself, don't betray your truth, be true to yourself. If something ends, go with the flow, because it's taking you in a different direction that you probably hadn't seen. And if you don't have that foresight, that's okay, because I don't think you're supposed to this month. I think you're supposed to kind of just take it day by day and just kind of see what happens. So you've got then the Wheel of Fortune, which is about shifting cycles, bigger pictures. Things are moving forward for you. And it does talk about change. Change is something that's definitely happening for you this month. Things will not be the same as they were in January, February, March, April, or May. So it does talk about like the bigger picture here. And this can be moves, it can be moving on, it's movement. So the wheel can go forward and it can go backward, but mostly it goes forward. So if you've been feeling like you're spinning, you can get unstuck by resisting, by no longer resisting changes, no longer resisting. Just allow yourself for whatever it is, without, you know, putting pressure on yourself, beating yourself up, whatever that may be. Okay, this is going to be a time for healing. So, and I do see that with the moon. The moon card can be about health and healing. Also, you have the 10 card, which talks about endings or maybe exhaustion or something like that. So I do see that. Then I feel like these two actually go really well together, group 2. I feel like authenticity and the coyote really speak together, because authenticity talks about no longer hiding, okay? Don't hide from yourself, don't hide from other people. It's okay to be seen. It's okay to be authentically you, to live your truth. And if other people aren't okay with it, then maybe it's time for them to take an exit. So that's what I'm seeing here. It's safe to be yourself. Yeah, and if you want truth, it's important for you to also be truthful, or you to be honest. Okay? And I want to go ahead and take a look at this coyote card. Let's see what coyote has to say. So coyote says trickster. That's the key word for it. So the poem that goes along with coyote is, "Coyote, you devil, you've tricked me once more. Must I sit and ponder what you did it for?" I feel like there may be a relationship cycle or something that you guys are in that you want to move out of, but you keep going back to. Because I almost see this Wheel of Fortune card as being like trying to start and then going back, trying to start, going back. So you may be feeling stuck in a dynamic with somebody this month, or like a pattern. I actually do feel like there's a definite pattern that you are repeating, because we got that 101010. It's like a repetitive pattern. And it's saying like, don't betray yourself, be true to yourself, be honest with yourself. It's okay to end something and move on. It's okay to actually revert back if you feel like you've been having progress and moving forward with something and you end up sliding back. It's okay too. But I feel like it's like saying don't resist change, because the coyote has magical powers, but they don't always work in your favor. You can trick yourself, you can fool yourself. So, you know, he's the master who tricks himself. So he's kind of all about play and folly. So it's kind of fun, but it can get painful. It's like, it talks about like it's fun, it's frivolous, but sometimes those tricks that you get into, it's like it can end up being painful. So as long as it's as long as it's not painful for you, and that may be what the healing is about here, because there's something that needs healing, or otherwise you wouldn't be in this repetitive pattern. So I think that coyote medicine is a strong position to have. You know, it can be, you know, beware of illusions. Okay, and you get that with the moon, not being able to see things clearly. This may be a time where you're not, you know, seeing you know, other people's intentions clearly or correctly. You may not be seeing everything for what it really is, because there is something to do with seeing things truthfully, seeing things for what they really are. And I see that that's kind of the message for you here, group 2. So let's go ahead and draw a chart for you. I'm going to roll the dice for your month of June. Okay, so you've got Leo, the 4th house, and Saturn. Saturn, 4th house, Leo. Okay. So just quickly, I'm going to be drawing this chart up for you. Oops, sorry. This is kind of a sloppy chart, and I apologize. It's just done quickly. So here you have the 4th house, and you have Leo. Oh my goodness, this looks so sad. Okay, so this is the sign of Leo, and you have Saturn here. You've got Cancer, Gemini, Taurus. So this is a Taurus rising chart. Now, the one thing about the theme of Taurus, and you may or may not be a Taurus or a Leo, that's fine. This isn't really about your specific chart. It's just about the energies of the month. One of the things that I do see with Taurus people, or Taurus energies in general, is that they're very loyal. And so is actually, that's the thing that they have in common with Leo, is the loyalty. But what are you being loyal to? Are you being loyal to yourself? Or are you being loyal to a pattern that doesn't work for you, or something or someone that does not work for you anymore? It's okay to admit that. Okay? So we've got Aries, Taurus, Gemini, Cancer, Leo, Virgo, Libra, Scorpio, Sag, Capricorn, Aquarius, and Pisces. So the 9th and the 10th house are also indicated in this chart, because Saturn rules Capricorn and Aquarius, which is the 9th and the 10th. So what is the 9th house? 9th house is beliefs. What do you believe in? 10th house is reputation. Now, it's your work, yes, but it's also about like public, being seen, being in the public eye, something being exposed this month for what it really is. Again, exposure, taking off that mask, right? Let's see what else we've got here. Now, the Ace of Wands kind of reminds me of the 1st house, because it's something new. It's a new pattern that I think you're trying to start, or something new that you're trying to kickstart and get going. It may be with your career, and it may be to do with travel for your career, because the 9th house is also about travel, but it's also about higher education or improving your studies, being a scholar in some sort, so that you can work on your career or your status, right? Because the 10th house is reputation, but it's also status. And Saturn here kind of reminds me of the 10 of Swords here, because this is about endings, and Saturn completes things. It ends things. So what needs to come to an end? The 4th house. What is the 4th house about? The 4th house is, well, it's peace of mind. So it's peace, but it's also comfort. And it's your comfort zone. Sorry about the sloppy writing. It's your comfort zone. It's security. Okay? So I am seeing it saying like, end your comfort zone, get out there, Don't be dedicated to something that is not working to you just because you're being loyal to something or some pattern that hasn't worked. It's saying improve your life circumstances, level up, okay? And you deserve that, because Taurus is all about, it's the sign of Venus. Venus rules Taurus. Venus is all about beauty, self-worth, appreciation, respect. Okay, so I think it's saying here, like, respect yourself, be honest, and also quit hiding. Quit hiding from yourself. Quit hiding from being your shining, basically. Okay, and if you need to do a little bit more healing, because the 4th house is also the house of peace of mind and healing, that's okay too. You may be kind of going back and forth between your internal life, your private life, and your external life, your public life. So I am seeing that. But I also feel like the Saturn being in the 4th house can talk about self-doubts. I feel like it can be self-limitations or limiting mindset about your confidence, because Leo is all about confidence, and it's all about, well, it can be about reputation too, but it's how you're seen, how you're perceived, how you look. So again, how you look to people, how you look to yourself, it's all just about, being true to yourself, being authentic, okay? And I feel like that's what it's asking you to do. It's not going to be that hard for you to be authentic with other people if you're first authentic with yourself. So this is kind of what I'm seeing for you for the month of June. Thanks for watching Group 2. Okay, Group 3, if you chose the key, then this is the message that I have for you this month. Okay, so you have the 3 of Wands, the Lilies, the Jack of Hearts, or the Knight of Cups. You have card 18, spell card, best possible decision. The Lover's card. And then full moon in Cancer, a personal issue reaches resolution. That's the message for that. Horse. And then it says, let there be closeness between you, but always give each other space. Love never claims, it simply allows and gives. Now, when I think of this message here, love, this is more of like a love reading I'm seeing, or relationships reading. So what I'm seeing about love never claims, it simply allows. It's almost like holding something in your hand, and it's just allowing it to be. But if you claim it, you clench onto it, you end up crushing that love, right? There's a saying that love held too tightly will die, love held too lightly will fly. And I feel like that's the choice of what you're trying to make this month, is kind of going back and forth between that. And I do see that imagery here with what is the best possible decision for you. And there's more than one way that you can move through this month. There's more than one direction that this can go this month. So there is a lot of free will in how you relate to other people, especially maybe people that you're dating or people that you're in a relationship with or even interested in, because the Lover's card is about, it's an amorous feeling, right? So it's about amour, it's about love, and it could be a choice between two people as well, because that's the traditional kind of marker here with this man here in the middle. He's sort of got his arms crossed and he's like, I'm not sure which one to go to. Do I go to this woman or this woman? So you may be, and he also has this crossroads down here. And I'm seeing that choice of the path ahead of you. You can go this way or you can go that way. Now, if it's not two people and it's one person, you choose which direction you go with this person this month. So you have a choice to make. You have a decision to make. And if you've been stuck at a crossroads for a while or not knowing what to do, you will then know what to do. You will be enlightened. You will have this sort of consciousness illuminated. You're like, okay, that's what I'm going to be doing. I understand now. And if you still can't make a decision, I do feel like there will be something that is decided for you, or it's like, okay, it will be shown to you. It'll be very clear, where you're not being forced be put in that position to make a choice, because like spirit will make a choice for you if you sit too long. Because this kind of reminds me of like the Two of Swords card, where he's kind of just stuck there not knowing which way to go. But if you've been stuck at a crossroads, you will reach a resolution. If you have been having a problem or an issue in your relationship this month, it will reach a resolution. Okay, there is something coming your way. It's an inward energy. It's coming toward you. It's an opportunity. There's advancement with this. It could be someone advancing towards you. It could be this figure right here. So it could be a man or woman entering your life that has romantic potential and has intentions of love. Okay, so I do see an arrival this month. Whether or not you're in a relationship, this might still happen. Someone could approach you that is interested in you, and it may be your choice to embrace that or deflect it. So I am seeing that here. It's allowing space for each other. There will be closeness between you and somebody else this month, but the horse talks about freedom. So again, you've got sort of this arrival, this closeness, but it's also about independence and freedom. So the lilies talks about something pure. It talks about pure intentions. It talks about spiritual connections, spirituality, and I am seeing that with this mutable water sign, which is like Pisces energy. So you do have Pisces energy. You do have Cancer energy, which is very watery, very emotion oriented, but water is also very spiritual. So I am seeing that with the lilies here. It's something sacred. So it could be a sacred union with the Lovers card here. It's pure. And the lilies card actually does talk about sex. So if you're interested in that, it looks like that's definitely on the table here, literally this month on the table. But the horse is also about wanting your freedom too. So not getting, tied down, or not feeling like someone is claiming you or you're claiming someone else, or you can then be interdependent, and not codependent. So I want to just read a little bit from the book about what this is. So the horse stands for power, personal power. So the poem is Mighty Horse, power to run across the open plains, or to bring the vision of the shields dancing in the purple dream rain. Now, I know that I got the horse card for one of the groups for the month of May, and I don't remember if it was group 3 or not. If you watched that video and you saw the horse, then that's really interesting that it's coming back up. Again, so this is a message that's carrying through from May to June. It may not be your group, but there's definitely that energy here about power. So it's personal power, and it talks about, again, freedom, right? Because the horses, they end up putting themselves in a stable, right? So they like the stability. They like, safety of having somewhere to sleep at night, but they like to roam free during the day. So it's important for you to ask yourself, is something getting out of hand this month? Okay. Is it your desire to put somebody in their place or to make a choice for them? Because really it's all about timing, that something will be resolved this month. And I don't feel like you have to, force that. It's just, it sort of comes to you. So also if you've been waiting, because there is a clock here. So if you've been waiting for somebody to get back to you, you will hear from them this month. I do feel like there could be a message that you're getting this month from someone that is a love interest or was a love interest, and they could be returning. If you didn't have the chance with them before, maybe you do get a second chance at love this month. So that's also a really beautiful message. But yeah, it's also just really all about timing. So yeah, that's what I'm seeing for you here, group 3. Let me go ahead and roll the dice for you and create a chart. Okay, so group 3 with the key. Okay, let's see what we got. Okay, so we've got the 9th house. We've got Capricorn, and we've got K2, the south node of the moon. So I'm just going to draw up a really crude chart here. It's going to be sloppy, and I'm sorry. Here we go. It's actually not so bad. Okay, but so we're looking here at the 9th house, and we've got the sign of Capricorn, and we've got K2. So K2 is the south node of the moon, and it talks about spirituality. So what is K2? K2 is spirituality. It's detachment. It's independence. And then I feel like with K2 being in Capricorn's sign, Capricorn is ruled by Saturn, which is also kind of a colder energy, or it's a respectful energy. So respecting someone, giving someone space, right? So that the relationship then has room to breathe. The 9th house is all about beliefs, right? So the 9th house can be about foreigners. It can be about travel or someone at a distance. Okay, so if you've been talking to someone on the phone, or it's like hearing a message from someone from far away, you could be getting news from someone from far away and you weren't expecting that. But I think that when that comes through, it's really also important for you to not have expectations so that this relationship can then grow. So we've got Capricorn, Aquarius, Pisces, Aries. No, Capricorn, Aquarius, Pisces, Aries, Taurus. Is this right? I think so. Aries, Taurus, Gemini, Cancer, Leo, Virgo, Libra, Scorpio, Sagittarius. Yes, this is correct. So this is a Taurus rising chart. And this is the same chart that I think I drew. It was the same ascendant chart for the last group, by the way. So I do see a similarity here in the energy with group 2 and group 3. So if you're interested in watching that one, maybe just for the chart aspect of it. But I am seeing this element here of needing to detach, because Taurus people, they can they're fixed, right? It's fixed earth. So it tends to like grasp on or hold on to something way too long. And it's saying like, it's okay to detach. It's okay to remove yourself from a situation or from someone. So I actually just want to roll one more die here. Okay, so we've got Neptune. Actually, one inner planet. Pluto. No, I don't want Neptune, Pluto. Moon. Okay, moon. So the moon rules Cancer. Okay, so the reason I wanted to do that is because technically Rahu and Ketu don't really have like rulerships. And I use the traditional rulerships of the classical planets, so I don't use Uranus, Neptune, or Pluto as ruling any sign. But I just also wanted to get like another flavor of like what else is at play. So you've got the moon, and the Ketu is the south node of the moon. And you did get the moon here. Literally, you have the full moon in Cancer. Cancer is ruled by the moon. And it's the 3rd house, 9th house aspect here. So it's on the same axis here. They're opposite each other, which meaning that there's an inner exchange between these two houses of communication and long distance. So I do feel like you will be getting a message this month. I do feel like you'll be getting an email, a text message, a direct message, something from someone far away. And I feel like there is a romantic energy around it too, because Taurus is ruled by Venus. Venus is love. It's beauty. It's amorous energy. That's this card right here. So I am seeing how this is kind of playing out. Now the 9th house is the natural house of Sagittarius if you take an Aries rising chart. So Sagittarius is all about the horse, the centaur. So it's about freedom. And K2 is really about freedom and non-attachment, detachment. So free yourself from a situation about having certain expectations about something or someone coming from you for you this month. Okay, so it talks about let there be closeness, but also give each other space. So don't latch onto someone or try and like grab onto them, because it could kill whatever is developing here. Or, you know, if someone comes back into your life and sends you a message, you know, from the past, it's also important for you just to sort of remain, you know, not having too many expectations of that. It's just makes it a much more comfortable ride for you, I think, this month. So thank you so much for watching. This was the message that I had for you. Take care. Okay, group 4, if you chose the candle, this is the message that I have for you. And honestly, I feel like it wouldn't be right to have a candle and a message without first lighting it. So I feel like I'm going to light this with the intention of your wishes coming true, as I do for all the groups, but this is a symbolic representation of my prayer for you this month. Okay, put this here. Okay, so here's what I've got for you, group 4. You have the Hierophant, the Mice, 3 of Wands, Abundance, the Star card, a fiery climax approaches, Jaguar, and it says, deep in your heart, you already know the answer. Do what feels right. Okay, I like this. So it talks about you having your own internal compass that you can trust. Okay, so it's important for you to ask yourself, you know, maybe not have so many opinions from other people that you're gathering because you're feeling insecure about something, or, you know, unsure, because it says you already kind of know. And I do see that what I feel like this is saying with the Star card, it's saying having faith and trust in God, in timing, in the divine, all of that, for everything to sort of play out. And the Mice here talks about worries or something decreasing. And you have then abundance, which is the opposite of worry and lack and decreasing. It's actually like it's growing, right? It's things increasing and coming into your life. And we have the 3 of Wands, which talks about an arrival. Okay, so I feel in order to, I think peace of mind is really important for you this month, and not to worry about not having enough, because you will be getting what you need. It is coming for you. And I feel like this is more money or resources oriented, to be honest, but we can take a look at, you know, your chart at the end and kind of see if if that verifies. But the Hierophant does talk about work. It talks about what you do for a living. It talks about, you know, organizations, structures, you know, companies. It talks about the company that you may be working for. Maybe there's some financial concerns or worries. I'm not seeing any money cards, but I am seeing like there are worries around work, and it talks about abundance, which can be about money, or there's like a worry of lack, but it's saying like actually technically what's coming in is, you know, it's more. So you may be doubting that. And I think that's why you've got the Star card, which is about having faith and trust. Because when you worry and stress, it's important to then look at what you do have. Gratitude is kind of the antidote for worry. And also so is faith and trust in your guides. And honestly, this is about spirit angels, guides. So when was the last time you prayed for something to happen and just waited for it to arrive without worrying whether or not it would? I feel like there was a reason I wanted to light a candle and like say like a little prayer for you. This is my prayer for you. I didn't do that with the other groups, but I feel like this was appropriate for you for whatever reason. And I feel like that's coming out. It's like saying, maybe you can light a candle. Maybe you can say a prayer about something that you want to have happen. And then don't worry about whether or not it will or it won't. Trust and believe that it will. Okay? And I feel like the Hierophant is all about lessons, learning lessons in life. And they don't have to be bad lessons. They can be good and bad or indifferent. It's just about learning. It's about education. It's about learning more about yourself, learning more about relationships, learning more about life and your role in the world and what it is that you come here to teach. This is the teacher and the students. So I could be about school or work or something that you're learning. Okay. And what's interesting about this mice card is that by the way, we are in the year of the rat, technically. I think it's with the yang, I don't know, wood or metal rat. I'm not sure, but I know that we're in the year of the Chinese rat. And we've got mice here. And there's a storm in the background. It's been a difficult year for a lot of people. Mice do breed very quickly and they do spread disease. And I do see that with the cloud here in the background. So it's been kind of a cloud over everybody's head, with this 2020 so far. But I feel like it's saying that don't worry about the future because good things are coming. Good things will happen. It can't be bad all the time. So it's like everything is about balance. Everything does have to kind of balance itself out. So if you've been feeling kind of at a lack or at a loss lately, it's saying, don't worry, there is stuff coming in to kind of help or replenish what you feel like you lost in some sense, okay? So then you've got this fiery climax approaches. Full moon in Aries. Okay, so the climax just talks about things coming to a resolution or coming to an end. So things are about to get better. I feel like we're about to turn the corner here. And I see like in your life, especially group 4, I feel like what it's saying is like, things will improve, things will get better. And I feel like it's soon. I feel like it's in June or within the first, week or 2 of July, but I feel like it's more like June, maybe the first 3 weeks of June, since I'm getting 3 and 3. Yeah. Okay. And then you have the Jaguar card. So I want to go ahead and read just a little bit from the book, not too much, but just the intro of what Jaguar represents and then the poem that comes along with it. So Jaguar, it talks about integrity and impeccability. And the poem that goes along with Jaguar says, "Sacred Jaguar, teach me to wear my power lightly, to walk with impeccability, to approach life with compassion, and live up to the integrity of my human potential." Okay. Wow, that's a very powerful totem to have for your June. So if this card comes up for you, it's it's maybe rewarding for you to maintain your integrity in some situation where you could easily misuse your authority or your position, because the Hierophant talks about influence, right? So it's the teacher, right? So it's important to have honorable behavior, because other people might actually be even looking to you about what ways are you behaving this month. You're like maybe even setting an example. So I'm getting the Star card, which is about, there's a sense of leadership here too that I am getting. And it does talk about here doing what you know is right, which is about the impeccability and integrity. So don't compromise the morals. That's the Hierophant. If you can get ahead in an honest way, then go for it. But it does talk about rules, regulations, things like that. So whether you're following the rules or other people are following the rules, there has to do with some sort of order that's coming about in June. So I am seeing that. But it's okay for you to follow your own guidance here. All right, so I want to go ahead and draw a chart for you. And I'm going to roll the dice. Okay, group 4. What is the message? Okay, so you've got Mercury, Sagittarius, second house. It's kind of a It's okay if it's a sloppy drawing. I just want to get the point across. So this is a Scorpio chart. Scorpio. So it's a Scorpio rising chart, okay? Meaning the theme of this chart is Scorpio. Now, Scorpio is, you know, it's fixed water. So there could be an element of stubbornness. There can also be, they can be a little bit secretive or private, I think, more so, because they're always kind of unsure if they can trust, you know, other people or themselves. And I think that's kind of going back to what I was seeing here is like, you already know the answer deep in your heart. You don't really have to overthink it. You don't have to doubt yourself. Scorpios actually can tend to worry quite a bit. And, you know, there can be anxieties, worries, sort of the mental unrest or lack of peace. And I am getting that with the mice card. You have Mercury. So let's complete the circle here. Let's complete the zodiac. So you've got Scorpio, Sagittarius, Capricorn, Aquarius, Pisces, Aries, Taurus, Gemini, Cancer, Leo, Virgo, Libra. So you've got Mercury, which then rules the 8th house, which is the natural ruler of Scorpio. If you have like an Aries ascendant chart, then Scorpio is the natural ruler of the 8th house. And then you also have the 11th house here. So Mercury rules Gemini and it rules Virgo. Okay, and it's in the 2nd house of money. And if you remember what I was saying earlier, I do feel like this is more of like a financial oriented card, oriented reading about work, about your abundance, about worrying about money. And I am seeing that the 2nd house of like earned income and shared resources. Okay, so shared resources are money that you share with other people. So it could be money from your employment or your loans or your, you know, it's maybe, I'm actually seeing it as like expenses that you share. So you could be like splitting rent with somebody, or you could be, you know, pitching in on some sort of cost, or like sharing your resources with somebody, pooling your resources. Maybe someone else in your life needs help in your family, someone close to you or a close friend, something like that, where you're having to like, you know, they're having to borrow money or you're having to borrow money. Something about shared resources does come up here. And it does talk about Mercury, which is about exchange. So, you know, you could have some sort of agreement about, you know, loaning money or paying somebody back or something like that, borrowing money, or it could be a discussion around money at work. Either way, I feel like it's it also affects your 11th house of like, you know, groups, friends, affiliations, the people around you, okay, your network. It can also be the internet. It could literally be making money online. That's what I'm seeing here through other people. Actually, I'm kind of getting a sense that some of you might be readers that are watching this, because I kind of get that whole like Scorpio vibe, which is about, you know, revealing secrets or like doing readings, right? Readings, psychic nature, you know, commerce, online, sharing money, people hiring you. And if you're not actually doing readings, then it could be something where you're dealing with other people's money this month or something like that. There's definitely a financial bent here, but I feel like what it's saying is like there are good things coming in for you. So I do feel like you could be maybe making up for any money that you didn't have, or I do feel like that it's coming soon. You do have that full moon aspect here, and it's like the 1st and 7th house here is like a full moon. So I do see like this relationship between your resources and other people's resources, whether they're living with you or not. I do feel like there's something that's shared there. Scorpio also likes to share. It's shared resources, but only with those that they trust. So if you can trust someone to loan them money, or someone trusts you, you know, with money or something, or maybe, for an example, like maybe you are sharing the cost of a rent or making payments on something that you have like a joint financial account, and you know somebody in your life may be going through a hardship with their finances, and you're having to kind of pick up the slack this month. That can create extra stress and worry. That's saying don't worry because everything is going to work out just fine, and do what you know is right. So the Jaguar again is being in a leadership position, impeccability, honor, honorable actions. So if you say you're going to do something, follow up with it, especially making promises to friends or whatever that's about. So that's kind of what I'm seeing here for you for the month of June. I know that everything is going to work out. I see that for you. Okay, group 4, so thank you so much for watching. This was the message that I had for you for June. And I appreciate you liking and sharing my video. And if you like my channel, feel free to subscribe. And I will see you in the upcoming videos. Take care. Be well.